the pressure on my back, I went and sat in it. I miss the sweet life.
They caught a vibe I wasn't feeling. Put the pressure on my back, I went and sat in it. Put it into words, we all the same like cinnamon. Taste skin salty, I miss the sweet like cinnamon. Put it on my back, put it on my back. Seen him on the stretcher, try to run off with a sack. Street life getting old, knew I wasn't going back. Bitches changing every season, still waited to turn my back. Dice games in the streets, you lose, they take you out the mess.
Welcome back to the New Tribe Podcast. As you guys already know, my name is Bashar. This is your co-host, Loso. And we have some brand new guests for you. Something very, very interesting that you're going to find extremely intriguing, as well as possibly something that you want to do in the future as well, you know?
What's the word?
What's the word?
What
Literally,
is the word?
What's the word? Welcome, guys. How y'all doing, man?
Man, we're blessed, man. It feel really good. You know what I mean?
Awesome.
Yeah.
It's kind of a cold day, huh?
It
today?
is.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
kind of ridiculous.
This state gets crazy. I'm telling you.
Yeah, every day is different. Yesterday was a little warm, right?
Yeah.
Today is like 7 degrees.
And you know what's crazy? It's like I feel like the cold didn't come till like really this week or even like the week before this. You know what I mean? Usually it's like a lot earlier than this.
Yeah, I 100%
What's it
agree
like?
with you.
7 degrees today?
Yeah.
I don't even know.
It's
Yeah,
not. It's
it's
not
pretty
that
cold.
bad though.
I really just step outside and feel it, and I'm just like,
It's not
oh,
that bad,
here we
man.
go
It's
again.
pretty bad.
I didn't even wear a jacket coming here today.
He
You know, I
lied.
kinda just-
He-
you're right,
he Big lie. He did definitely wear a jacket. But you know what the funny thing is? The first is going to be 1 degree. So, you know, New Year's is actually going to be a little bit better. I think it's going to be somewhere around 10 degrees. So it shouldn't be too bad. You know what I mean?
100%.
Yeah. But what you guys plan on doing on New Year's, man?
Oh yeah, so basically, I mean, we'll kind of get into this more. What we have, we partnered up with some guys. They go to St. Cloud, and basically they throw parties, and we basically partnered with them, and we got a flyer going, and we're gonna throw an event over in St. Cloud and be able to have anybody come and basically have fun.
If you're looking for a move, that's where it's at.
A move on
And
New Year's. St.
yeah.
Cloud.
Wow.
It's happening. I'm
It's
telling
right.
you.
It's right on the app too. So
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
check
we got it
out.
on the app.
Why don't you introduce the app, man? What's the name of the app? Why are we here today? Let them know.
Right. So basically, me and my brother, about like 6 months ago, we started this app called What's the Word, and basically it's an app. You can find moves near you. Not just moves, but you can like see friends, groups, everything that's near you, and connect with people in your community.
Yo, that's what's up, man.
Yeah.
That's something that's extremely needed in our community.
Mm-hmm.
You know, wouldn't you say, Loso? Like as far as like sometimes we look for a move and then you're not able.
I
to
mean,
find
the
him.
title or just the name of it itself is dope. 'Cause
Right.
It's like
Exactly.
I always say that, and then me and my friends be like, "Man, what's the word, man? What's the move? What you
Right.
getting on?"
Right.
So it's just like it makes sense. You know
Right.
what I mean?
It does.
Yeah,
It
yeah,
really
we,
does.
we,
sure.
we definitely tried our best to modernize it and kind of keep it, hip and kind of keep it with like the younger generation. You know what I mean? Like people are always on Snapchat, like WTW, like what's the word? You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So like, we translate it to anybody that will find it appealing. So yeah,
You know what's crazy actually, right? Is the fact that a lot of these, apps that do provide the same type of similar service, it's too hectic using it. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So it's not user friendly. But I see you guys thought about that. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? So because I've been using the app,
Right.
honestly, just looking through it, signed up with my Google account, which is something that you can do. And the app is called, once again, What's the Word?
what's
yeah.
the word?
Yeah. And it's on the App Store. So get on it right now.
Also,
Download it.
Also, link is gonna be in the
In the bio. In the description.
It'll be down there. Just
It'll
tap
be
in.
somewhere in
That's
there,
love.
you know?
Tap
So,
in.
yeah, definitely tap into the guys. But let's get the background story as far as how this app came out to be.
Yeah.
When did you guys come up with the idea as far as like, I understand that you guys like maybe had an idea, hey, we want to do an app, but how'd y'all come up with this particular idea and what need did you guys see to make you guys want to
So
do this?
basically, it really just started off with, I believe we were at some event or some party one
No,
day.
so basically it was the event that we threw at
Yeah.
my house.
Right.
It was back in June. If you guys remember the Logan Paul versus the Floyd Mayweather fight.
Yeah.
We basically threw a watch party at my house, and a bunch of people like showed up there.
It got a lot crazier than we thought it was gonna get.
Yeah, because I guess people he thought it was like an actual like one of them house parties. And they all came up dressed up, and it was just like a watch party. yeah, a bunch of people just showed up, and we were cleaning up. Me and my brother were just cleaning up after everyone left, and we were like, man, like imagine something that's like, you know, like a much easier way to like find parties and stuff near you.
Because it's like you really think about how do people like find parties,
Exactly.
or, like events or anything? Like it's usually from social media. You know
Yeah,
what I'm
somebody
saying?
posted on Snapchat, IG,
Right.
a promoter promotes it a little bit.
Right, and so you really think about there was really no like base place, like one place where you can go to find anything fun to do. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like of course you have what's that one place called where you get tickets off of
Eventbrite.
Eventbrite. Like of course you have
Ticketmaster,
Eventbrite,
you know.
or Ticketmaster, things like that. But you don't really have a place where you can look and you can see flyers like locally, and these are like local things that people are throwing, and you have like just a place where you can go and see local parties and events, or just anything of the sort. Of course we try to broaden it out more. We're trying to bring more things to it. Like of course we'll have cases where you can go and play like basketball, like have open runs and things like that. You know what I mean? People will be able to post that as well, or even like find the nearest food truck, or just kind of like broadening it out a little bit more. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, so we kind of just thought about that in terms of one singular place you can go to, and just we thought that an app would be perfect for that.
Yeah, no, definitely, bro. I'm telling you, like in Minnesota, Minnesota the way it is, right? That like there's not much going on in downtown, not anymore at least. There's a lot of violence. There's a lot of things that are going on. So people tend to be either with their friend groups or like close relatives or people in their community, right? But there's no platform to pretty much notify one another about what's going on, as far as within the community. And parties are part of things that happen in the community, right? It doesn't matter what community it is.
Right.
There's some sort of a celebration that takes place.
Right.
And this, I feel like, encompasses that. It
Right.
focuses literally on the inner communities. It focuses on what people are doing on a day-to-day basis. And it also, helps people that, like, for me, the other day, I was on the app, right? Because I knew you guys were coming on the podcast. I wanted to check it out, right? I was just looking at just in my zip code. You know what I mean? I was looking at Google. There's so many things that are going on, but there are so many different platforms that those things may be on that it's not accessible in one place.
Exactly.
So when I was on your app, I was like, dude, this app could really encompass everything as far as events go, weddings, parties. You could send your wedding invitations through the app. That's what I'm thinking. In the
for
future,
sure.
that's what you
That'd
guys
be
got.
definitely dope, yeah.
And that's the image and the thought that I got being on your platform. So can you speak on just the beginning? So the idea came to you after that party that you threw Mayweather versus Jake Paul, which is a terrific fight.
Right.
Even though Jake Paul shouldn't be fighting, but no, guys, he's making money, y'all.
Yeah, it was actually his brother Logan Paul that fought.
Oh,
Floyd.
yeah, Logan Paul, yeah,
I think his brother, of course, is doing the fighting.
Yeah, they've been fighting off and on. The other thing is I cannot tell the difference. I swear to God, I cannot. Yeah, and it's just because they do the same thing,
Right.
So it's like hard knowing which one is which.
Oh yeah.
You don't follow their YouTube channel, man? Come on,
Man, stay tuned. I might be, you know what I mean, soon.
They got
Coming
some
up.
fire content.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah,
I ain't
yeah,
gonna
yeah.
lie. Shout out to Logan and Jake Paul for hustling, because that's what they're doing, honestly, is hustling.
Oh yeah.
And making it happen.
I always have respect for people like that, just because they show me that anything is possible. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Who would have thought that, like, Logan Paul, like when he first started doing what he was doing, like I think he started with like crazy stuff, vlogs or whatever.
Yeah.
Would fight the best boxer of all time
In
know
the
what I mean?
world.
In the world.
the
You see what I'm
world.
saying? And it's crazy because it shows me, or it shows anybody that just like if you put your mind to something, it's possible.
Anything is possible. Anything is literally possible.
Faith, consistency, and hard work, man.
Right.
That's what it takes.
Right.
Yep, and let's bring that back to you guys, and how that faith, consistency, and hard work came together as far as the app goes, right?
Right.
So, tell me. So the party happens, you get the idea, right? When do you talk to him about it?
Like as we're cleaning up, literally, we talk about the ideas and what would be in it, and we literally just start jotting down notes. The next day, like the morning after, me and him, we got to work. We got into Photoshop. We started making blueprints on what we want, and then day after day, we just started working on it until we finally, got everything on paper, brought it to a developer,
Yeah.
and they start working on it.
And what is your background as far as like what did you guys study? What are you guys currently studying?
Yeah, so background isn't anything much, honestly. I went to Mankato last year, and I realized that definitely what I was studying wasn't for me. I believe I was doing sports management because I was like sports was something that I was so into. I ended up transferring, coming back to the cities, and just realizing that business is really where my head's at. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, and I mean, we had these ideas and we started putting things into fruition. And then I realized that, of course, I'm going to go back to school, study business more, and, like, get more in depth into what I can do and how I can be better as an entrepreneur, and kind of, like, expand my horizon as well in terms of, like, our app and in terms of our business.
That's dope. That's dope. And what about you, brother?
Yeah, pretty much like I haven't gone to college yet, and it's still something I'm definitely open to. But I feel like my worth is more just something. This is my work that I put into. I feel like I can make money with my work that I make. You know.
Yeah.
Not feeling. I don't really feel I have to work for somebody else. You know.
Yeah. No, and you don't have to. You don't have to. Honestly, like there's so many different things that you can do, and you guys are already doing it, bro.
Exactly.
Because literally, that's all it is. It's taking action. You know, that's what college would have taught you. I'm being
Exactly,
honest. Like
right.
if you guys went for 4 years, it would have told you all 4 years. If you want to start a business, you should go do it. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
But at the same time, they're gonna tell you should stay and get this education too. Honestly, if I'm giving my opinion to you as far as education goes, dude, I'm telling you, like, education is not everything. Especially if you're gonna study business and things of those sorts, because you're not getting a skill. Rather, you're just learning things that you could have learned if you did it yourself. Right?
Exactly.
So definitely commend you guys on understanding yourselves. But I do want to have you guys introduce yourselves one more time, because I don't think we got your names on the podcast, because we definitely want the people to know who's on the podcast and who they're dealing with, because you guys are doing dope things, man. You know,
Thank
and
you,
we want to
man.
hear about those
Thank you,
things.
man. I appreciate it.
But let the people know, what are your names, man?
Yeah, so I'm of course I'm iShine Sabilla. I'm one of the co-founders of What's the Word app, and through What's the Word app, we have our company Sabilla Pro LLC. And I mean, I'm just basically I'm an entrepreneur, and I'm just ready to get after it. You know what I mean? I'm ready to take like the world on, like, and just do what I can. You know what I mean? Because it's just there's a lot of different things. There's a lot of different ways in this world to make money, right? And it's really identifying what the people want, what the consumers want, and what we can do to like adhere to the consumers. So I mean, just like finding different ways in which we could succeed, like in this country or even this world, is like really what I'm after. You know what I mean? And really like helping others on the way. So I mean, that's me, and of course, I got my business partner here.
Yeah, I'm AJ, founder of What's the Word, and then yeah, same. I've always been the entrepreneur type. Like even since like sixth grade, I was always like buying like Gatorades off like Amazon and just going to school selling them. You know, I was always that type, just to like find ways just to make money.
Yeah.
You know?
No, I definitely agree with you guys. As far as like, I know Loso used the app too. What'd you think of it?
I thought the app was really dope, man. It has an explore
Oh, the Explore page.
Yeah, Explore page.
page, and people are posting pictures on there.
Right.
I was like, yo, this is crazy. So like, you can see people's IGs
Yes.
and then
Yeah.
moments that people had, and I'm like, what the, what in the world?
That was one of my favorite parts, is the Explore page. We
Yeah.
just noticed so many people just posting pictures. Like there's just so many different pictures and sorts, like people at parties and stuff. Just seeing people use our app. First of all, that was surreal. Like that was crazy. You know what I mean? And just gaining users and seeing people actually, like seeing our active users actually like use it every single day, like was really, really cool to us. And like it means a lot. Like it's everything.
That honestly was for marketing. As far as marketing goes, that's dope, because people share photos, and then other people, like let's say I'm just browsing on the app, I see these photos. That shows user engagement, like other
Exactly.
people using the app, all this other dope features.
Right.
You know what I mean? I got a question for you guys though. Like, as far as if somebody wants to start up a app or they have an idea, what are like some of the startup costs and things that like you guys had to like go through to get to the app?
Yeah. So I'll kind of take it into like what we did in terms of how we went about the app. We're not developers in any way, shape, or form. Of course, we're entrepreneurs. We had an idea, and we wanted to bring an idea to life. So, I mean, we took our idea, we took out what we wrote, kind of like our outline in terms of how we wanted the app to look. And then we brought it to the designer, of course. And then once we got everything designed as professionally as we could in terms of how we wanted the page to look, or every page, we basically went on a freelancer site. We found people that develop, and we basically put in, I don't know the exact cost. It was probably a few thousand to be able to get the app developed by people that actually do it for a living. And these people are located in India, which makes things a lot harder, especially when you think about time zones and like things of that nature.
Communicating with them.
Exactly. Of course, when we're awake, they're asleep, and when they're like awake, we're asleep. So, I mean, that, of course, became difficult. Even trying to find better developers is something that we're trying to do right now. So, I mean, if you develop and you're in America, hit us up, because we're still trying to expand our app.
Hey, tap in. I'm telling you guys, tap in, because this app is going up, and if you want to be a part of it.
Show them your hoodie, though.
Oh, yeah. We got the What's the Word?
Hoodie.
Of course, we got merch on our website, what'stheword.info. You can check us out on there as well. But yeah, basically, I mean, of course, you're gonna have to put money to something that you're very passionate about, right?
Yeah.
And like that just came with us both having a job and doing what we got to do, but then putting that job back into our business as well. So I mean, a few thousand for, of course, development. I'm not sure about the exact number, and then of course just expanding on it. Of course, we have server costs,
maintenance,
and like all of that we have to like keep functioning on a daily basis or monthly basis, whatever the case may be.
Yeah, and as somebody who I definitely developed. I'm working my way to being an actual full stack developer. Yeah, appreciate it, man. One day I might work on your app.
I'm welcome to it, man. I'm totally welcome.
But I developed an app before in the past too, with friends, and I did it with people that were overseas as well. What platform did you guys find these people on?
Yeah, so Fiverr was the one. Yeah.
Same here. Fiverr. If you need anything, website built, app built, anything that you need done, freelancers are available on Fiverr.
Right.
It's one of the best platforms around, and it's definitely, breaching the gap, because what you guys did, you didn't just develop an app right there. You know what you guys also did?
What's that?
You guys also employed somebody in a third world country. Yeah. Well, India maybe like a second world country. Second world country. But you guys employed somebody, and you communicated with somebody overseas. That's a really big piece of business.
Exactly.
And communication and being able to communicate with people that not only look like you, but people around the world, bro. You guys are already ahead of the game. How old are you guys again?
I'm 20.
18.
18?
Yeah.
Fam's about to be a millionaire at 30. Y'all watch out, man. Tune into the boy, man.
And that's something we talk about a lot. It's like, man, we're so young, and a lot of people don't get into the business stage until like business space until like 26, 30, and like 18, 20, and we have all the experience now. So 6 years from now, we're gonna be so experienced.
Yeah, or even if we don't have as much experience now, the objective, especially in terms of me and like what I value, is just learning. So the objective for us is to like take that first step, and then just be able to take everything that we can from the business world or whatever the case may be, and be able to keep applying it as we get older and older. You see what I mean? And it's just like, that's what's so important to us, was being able to get into the world and like be able to make mistakes. Because I feel like so many people are afraid of doing something because they're going to fail. And I think that's the best thing about life, is just being able to want to fail. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. I read a book the other day, and it was telling me that like failure is okay. Failure is 100% okay. Just, it teaches you, and it lets you know, like, the next time you do that same thing, like you're going to improve, you're going to be better because of that failure. And I think that's the best thing, is us being able to start this thing and being able to be like, okay, this might not work, or this might not work, but let's give it a try. You see what I mean? And if it doesn't work, okay, we'll learn from it. We'll be able to use it, and we'll be able to improve it. So yeah, I mean, that's the biggest thing to us. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I definitely agree. Experience is something that a lot of people, shy away from at their younger ages. But now that you guys are actually trying it, you're gonna build experience every year that goes by. I definitely would. The one thing that I would say to you guys, as somebody who's definitely older than you guys, right, is to stay consistent and keep trying. Because if you keep trying, like if you, let's say you wake up, you hit something, you know, the same thing over and over again for 365 days, right? One of those days you're gonna break through,
Exactly.
right? And then now you add that to the fact that you guys are so young. Even if you break through at 22, 21, right? That's still what?
30,
Like,
40,
yeah.
50. It doesn't matter.
Very
As long
young,
as
you
you
know what I
don't
mean?
give up.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
exactly.
saying?
Right.
Exactly. But no, I'm saying they're ahead of the game, you know, in that, you know, they can honestly, you know, experience so much by the time they're 25, 30 years old. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
But
definitely.
as far as like, you know, learning from your experiences, what have you guys learned in this experience of developing an app as non-developers, which is nuts? You know, 2010, this would have been impossible,
Right,
literally,
exactly.
you know?
I'll tell you one big thing that we learned, and that's just to really watch who we trust in terms of our business, because we've met a lot of people on the way that act like they're like with us, but they're not really with us. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And or they're just trying to like take advantage of what we have. And I think that's one of the biggest things is that like not everybody who say they support you really support you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like we had one situation with some guy who was working with us, and he basically he tried to make he gave us all these like promises and things that he was basically trying to like tell us all these things that sounded good to us. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, when it came down to it, we didn't see these things happening. We didn't see the work that he said he was going to
He's
put in.
finessing, basically.
Yeah,
Right,
exactly.
right. And we found out like one of the things he told us was like he was like a self-made millionaire before, but he like blew all the money and he didn't have it anymore.
One of
or
those
something like
guys.
that. Yeah. And
Did he have like an Instagram presence or like?
Actually, not at all. And there was really just like this article to go with like what he was saying. But we found out that it was just a site.
You go
could
make
just
that.
Yeah,
make
you
it
can
yourself.
pay. You can pay.
You can hire
pay
somebody
to-
on
yeah.
Fiverr to go do that. You know what I'm saying?
And that's exactly what it was too. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
And of course, like going back to what I said is just, of course, making those mistakes and just like understanding now that like we can't really trust everybody that we like meet, but it's all good, man. I mean, I wish him the best, and I wish everybody else that worked with us the best. But you know, things just happen.
That's the
Exactly.
best attitude to
Yeah,
have. This
yeah.
guy has a great attitude towards it. I love
I
it.
appreciate it, man.
So
I definitely agree. What is one thing you learned as far as, you know, the progress, in the progress or out of the progress?
definitely like we have to see everything as a business, you know. Like I feel like sometimes we were like too nice when it came to stuff, and like we wouldn't like stand our ground when it came to like talking to people or working with people, and that's something we had to learn was like just to stand our ground. Everything like, you know, this is at the end of the day, this is our business, and we have to do stuff that's best for us, you know, to like further what we have.
Yeah, no, and that's, I think, one of the biggest lessons that you learn in business is
Exactly.
that you can't be too nice.
Exactly.
Sometimes you have to force the hand that, you know, that you're trying to work with in order to get the thing that you need out of it. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah.
So the fact that you guys, you know, get that right now at such an early stage is amazing also, but make sure that you do not shy away from that. Continue to be those individuals that if something occurs, you definitely want to push that, right?
Right.
You want like if somebody says, "Oh, I can't do this," hey, this is why you should be able to do this, right? So you give them all the list of why they should be able to do it and why they shouldn't be giving you any excuses.
Right.
But as far as investment goes, have you guys reached out to anybody? Like, is there any investment? that you
Yeah.
guys have
So we're definitely on our way right now too. So we've had multiple meetings with investors, of course, and just basically a lot of learning opportunities in terms of what a lot of them have taught us and what different ways we can go about it. I remember we had made a pitch deck from the beginning, you know, to kind of give to investors and let them know exactly who we are and what we can provide. And after a few meetings, you know, a lot of them, you know, get to they'll have a real conversation with us and they'll let us know exactly where we can improve. And like next time, like when we do have another meeting with another investor, like how we can do better in terms of like presenting ourselves. So we've had a few, of course. I believe we have another one coming up here right after the new year. Somebody who is very interested in us, and he's willing to drop money to invest into our company as well. So we're getting prepared for that right now. One thing I will say to any entrepreneurs out there, one good piece of advice: if you do have a business and you are presenting it, to just make sure that you're prepared and you research everything that it takes when it comes to these things, and just basically like let them know how you can benefit them and what you need. So that's one of the biggest things is you need to understand that you need something, of course, and they're there to provide you with something, and you need to know exactly what it is that you want from them, and identifying that is one of the biggest things that we're trying to come up with right now, as business partners and as a business. And I mean, that's one of the biggest things for us.
Yeah, and somebody I would recommend that you guys tap in with is Gary Tan. I don't know if you guys ever heard of Gary Tan. Gary Tan is one of the, I think he's definitely one of the investors in Y Coordinator. Y Coordinator is a platform that invests in what's it called, unicorns. Your app, your app could be a unicorn.
You guys are unicorns right now.
Yeah, your app could definitely be a unicorn one day. And that's they invested in Airbnb, they invested in Coinbase. He invested, I think, Gary Tan invested like 300,000 in Coinbase back in 2013, and now he's a billionaire off of that 300,000.
Wow.
So, and he's also invested in a lot of other things, but Y Coordinator is definitely an investor group that you guys, it's like a venture capital group that you guys should definitely look into. They invest in tech innovations like the one that you guys have here, which is something, Also, when I look at apps, the biggest thing I also look at is also the name. And like how catchy is it?
Yeah.
Is it something that the youth would be able to utilize? And I definitely think your name is,
WTW.
yeah,
Exactly.
yeah, it's there. It's definitely a brandable name, and that's what you guys got on your hands here. So as far as your backgrounds, all right, let's talk a little bit about where you guys come from and how you were brought up. Are you guys both from Minnesota?
Yes.
So born and raised in Minnesota. Grew up mostly like in Brooklyn Park for the most part. I mean, our parents weren't around, or no, not weren't around. Our parents separated at a young age, so of course we just went back and forth.
Yeah.
Like my mom would try to basically live as close as my dad as possible.
Yeah.
So that, we could like bike or walk to my dad's house whenever we could. You kind of just go
dope.
like back and forth.
That's dope.
Like honestly, growing up, I didn't really see this guy much just because we would always be at separate houses.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And we honestly became a lot closer after like I got out of high school.
Yeah.
And we used to fight a lot. Like,
Shout out to Mama Dukes, by the way.
Shout out
bringing
to
y'all close with Pops. That's real. That's real. You know?
Yeah. And I mean, just like a lot of hardships in terms of like relationships, in terms of family issues. But like, I mean, you have to understand, like things get better. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And especially if you want them to get better. Like, of course, I wanted a better relationship with him. I wanted a better relationship with my other siblings. So it's really about like what really matters, and I think family is like the number one thing, especially for both of us. You know what I mean? Like really, at the end of the day, that's really what we're doing it for, is to like help our families at the end of the day. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I know, like, of course, once again, shout out to Mama Dukes. Like she helps us, like, and she supports us 100%. Like she sees everything that we do. She'll like just share it a bunch of times on her Facebook and stuff. You know what I mean? Nah, she loves it, and then she just makes sure that everything that we like do is like going well, and like checks up on us, and like I love her to death, and I like, of course, I love my father. He supports us as well. But yeah, I mean, the road can definitely be a hard one, but like I got him with me. You know what I mean? And that's one of the best things to me, is just having family with me. I think that's the best way to go about it.
It's gonna build your bond for sure.
Exactly.
Doing an adventure like this with your brother, and learning all of the different integral points, whether it's finance, whether it's communicating with people, and how to deal with people, on a daily basis. All of those things that y'all learning it together, so y'all could take feedback from one another. You know what I mean? So it's definitely something that's commendable. I'm having a.
I
I can't say that. I can't say no words this morning. But definitely, bro, y'all are on the right foot. You know, Loso used your app last night. It looks like he was able to get into something because he came late to the podcast.
I had to check it out. You know what I mean? I see what's the word.
Shout out, what's the word?
Dude, Brooklyn Park is also like it's like what's it called? It's like an immigrant, like a lot of immigrants.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah, and like
Yeah.
it's amazing, like the diversity there. So the fact that you are coming out of Brooklyn Park is
They got
not
some
something that I'm
nice
surprised.
jerk chicken spots, man.
They do.
You know, I actually haven't tried jerk chicken.
What is it called? Like jamming
got to.
something?
Oh, are you talking about? I
Jammin'
know exactly
wings?
what you're talking
I
about.
think
No, I think it's. It might be something like that. But they run a lot of events there.
They do
I
run
know
a lot.
exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah.
They run a lot of parties and events. I got a few friends. that-
Yeah.
But it's fire though. The food is fire.
Really?
Definitely go check out that.
And get them on the platform too, dude. Like get
Facts.
everybody everywhere you go, like any kind of place that holds any type of event, please do get on.
And that's exactly what we want to do. We want to reach out to like venues around Minneapolis and like work with them because we actually have a feature straight to the app where you can buy tickets, scan tickets, and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
it's like a whole Ticketmaster Eventbrite in one, you know.
Yeah.
But, like it's all that, but for like a younger audience.
Yeah.
You know, because you feel like no one really like my age definitely is using Eventbrite. You know.
Yeah.
Exactly. So
yeah,
so-
ain't nobody doing that.
and that was a big thing about us. Is like we try to get a whole new audience, you know, to use
Yeah.
the app.
No, and like, have you guys thought about growth strategies as far as like what you want to get to, like, you know, because have you guys ever seen the show Startup?
Oh,
on
I
Netflix.
I actually haven't.
Yeah, I should definitely check it out because it definitely gives you a whole bunch of ideas on how to push the growth part of it. Because now you guys have the product, right?
Exactly.
So once you have the product, the biggest thing is getting the people on it, right?
It's how you sell it. You know what
Yeah,
I mean?
exactly. It's literally how you sell it, but also, there are certain things that you want to look at. You want to look at how many people are getting on the platform every month versus how many people are getting off. You want to look at like what's it called? You definitely want to make sure that the security is tight as far as cybersecurity, and right now is very, very integral part
Exactly.
of apps. And then you also want to look at like the overall growth, year-to-year growth, right? So you guys haven't even filled the year as far as the existence of the app. But how far are you guys as far as the growth? What numbers are you guys seeing, and what do you hope to see?
So right now we're basically like at like I think it's like 7,500 users on the app. 7,500 downloads.
And that's mostly all Minneapolis as well.
Yeah. So basically the marketing we've done so far, it's all been word of mouth.
Yeah.
So like I hope one day we get the capital to like get that marketing to like do more and more. And I feel like we get a big user base. Like right now, a big thing for us is setting goals for ourselves in the app.
That's exactly what I mean.
Yeah. And then like right now, our goal by the end of 2022 is like 20,000 users on the app. That's a big thing for us. We have bought one billboard actually in Brooklyn Park. It was really nice and impressive for us because it's insane seeing our app on like a big board in front of like the busiest highway. It was pretty amazing.
Yeah.
You know what I would say? Like, just start going to like DJs and promoters and being like, "Hey, I'll pay you X amount of dollars," or like, you know what I mean?
Exactly.
You break them off, but you're like, "Hey, promote this for me. Like, post this for me."
Right.
You know what I mean? And then you have those kind of relationships where push it through. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah, no, the way you guys are thinking about it is definitely a correct way, especially for the amount of money that you're willing to spend as far as marketing, right?
Right.
Because you don't want to do too much that you can't do. You never want to take on things that you can't take
Exactly
on.
right.
And with apps, there's always more money to be spent somewhere, whether it's acquiring more servers, whether it is data issues, all this stuff. But the other thing I definitely see that you guys can definitely make income from right now, I want to give this idea to you guys is, data, collecting data, sharing that data with other companies. A lot of apps just function solely on the money that they
Right.
receive
Exactly.
from selling consumer data. I'm not saying you guys should sell consumer data, but I definitely think that, there's something that, companies can get off of your app as far as what are people interested in, what kind of events are being thrown in, what cities, what goes on in like different places. Like Minnesota is different from LA.
Exactly.
You're not
100%.
throwing the same type of parties that you're throwing in
at
LA
all.
in Minnesota, right? Because you can't even throw a party in the wintertime, So well, you can, but it has to be appropriate for that area. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's definitely a lot different.
So growth wise, Minnesota, focusing on Minnesota, starting in Minnesota, dope idea. Stay here until you get your goal that you want to hit here, and then move on
Branch
to other
out.
states. Yeah, and then as far as that goes, like branching out and getting into different, have you guys thought about any ideas on how you would want to go into, like, say, Wisconsin per se after you're done with Minnesota?
Yeah, so I mean, one idea that I had, I mean, of course, like what you said, of course, like being in Minnesota and branching out. I mean, I was really thinking about kind of getting into the Midwest as well, maybe doing like a college tour
Like
where we
Chicago.
like,
Just hitting cities that are similar to Minnesota first,
Right.
and then going from there. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah. So we're thinking about that college tour and going to different colleges and seeing like who's there and like who we can network with. And,
Yeah.
like what kind of events or parties we can throw in like those college areas and like get those people involved. 'Cause, I mean, you get colleges involved, then I mean,
It's
it
over
really,
with.
you know what I mean? Like,
Because there's more colleges than what you do is if you have institutions, you have multiple locations. I
Right.
see what you're thinking.
you
Go
see
ahead.
what I mean? Yeah, yeah. So I mean,
Yeah.
and of course, if any like college kid is seeing this, hit us up because we will come to your college and we will have a good time. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Also-
yeah. Tap
Also,
in.
reach out to colleges, man. You guys would be dope to talk to. You know what I mean? Like,
Exactly.
Yeah.
as innovators, creators. You know what I mean?
Innovation, yeah, especially in tech. A lot of people nowadays, they don't think that they can do it, or they don't even imagine doing the things that you
Right.
guys are doing. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
But the fact is, it's doable and it's been done. Obviously, you guys have done it, and now it's all about growth to the end of the days. You know what I'm saying? Until
Exactly.
every year hit those numbers, every month hit those numbers, every week hit those numbers, and talk to people all around the world because there's black people in tech everywhere. Minorities are definitely held off tech. In different ways. Schools got more expensive. Before 1960, schools were free.
Right.
You guys
I
most
really
people
know that.
didn't know
I
that,
didn't know that.
But once schools were offered to minorities, then they started getting very, very expensive because in order to back in the day it was color, now it's class.
Exactly.
Are you in this class? Are you able to afford this school? Like Princeton. Who's affording Princeton? Only
Right.
people that got Princeton money, right?
Exactly. It's going to
You know,
Princeton.
yeah, so it's like
Some kind of scholarship or something.
yeah, unless they give you some sort of a scholarship, which is only when schools are trying to hit the quota is
Exactly.
when they try to give scholarships and stuff like that. But so right now, both of you guys are working. What do you guys do for a living? Like, is there like something that you guys do other than the app? Is there things that you guys like to do for fun? What have you guys been up to?
Yeah, I mean,
2021?
I just had surgery, so I haven't been working.
Okay.
Yeah, so something happened with my knee, so I just had to get that taken care of.
Yeah.
So we're still recovering off of that, but before that, I mean, I was really just working at a sandwich shop,
Yeah.
Potbelly. Shout out Potbelly because they're actually really fire.
They got good sandwiches. I ain't gonna lie to you. Yeah,
But yeah, I was working at Potbelly, and then like I said, just put in the money that I was making into what's the word, and then I believe you working at AT&T.
Yeah, I was working at AT&T, but I recently quit because I just felt like I wanted to put my full time and energy just into the app.
Yeah.
And I've definitely been working on it much more now. And actually, we just rolled out an update like an hour ago.
Yeah, like literally right before this.
So so now we're accepting like user submitted ads. So what we want to do is we want to go to like local businesses in Minneapolis and like Brooklyn Park and stuff. We're like, hey, we'll put your ad on the app. Promote your business on the app. For like X amount of money. And I think that's will be a big income for us. To just
Do like
promote
Instagram
businesses.
promotion too, man. Like, because I know people are on Instagram, and then like somebody will see that app and then be like, "Yo, this is actually let me just check it out." That's what I would do. I would just check it out. I'd be like, "Yo, they got events near me." Like, what?
Yeah.
Exactly.
No, social media is definitely a bigger is one of those platforms that you can push heavy on whatever you're trying to do, whether it's app, whatever you're trying to do. But the thing is that like fixing the most integral parts of the app and understanding, what app developers in the past have done is also something that's gonna help you guys. So if I'm you, right, especially this is what I was doing when I developed my first app. Right. I developed an app called the Ambassador, and it was for brand ambassadors. So if you're somebody who represents a brand, you come to us, boom, 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 we link it up, we put you on there, right? And then you can go ahead, like companies can get on that platform and look for individuals like to represent their brand, and then they would work together. So
That's fire.
That's
yeah,
awesome.
That's
but
pretty dope.
yeah, thank you guys. I appreciate it. It actually was something that I almost had completely developed, but then I saw that Mark Zuckerberg or whatever the CEO of Facebook was like. He stated that they were about to do the exact same thing that I was doing.
So who did it first?
Yeah, well, I mean,
Shout out to
it depends on who
shout
you
out to
ask,
Meta
right?
World.
Yo, Meta,
Yeah,
crazy.
man, that Meta stuff is crazy, man.
It kind of
What-
worries me a little bit. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, that's scary. I'm not even gonna lie to you because recently what the Facebook did was
I just bought a house in Meta World. So.
Yo,
you was having a lot
You were
of
gonna
money, man.
start talking like that.
Virtual land, you know what I
Oh,
mean?
man, how much you pay?
Yeah, no, the what's it called, Mark Zuckerberg and Meta, they just kicked off a lady on Instagram that had the name Metaverse for the last 10 years. And she does like all of these different type of experiments and things of those sorts.
Really?
Yeah.
No,
and
wow.
like they've been going crazy as far as
Why did she have that name for 10 years?
that is an interesting name.
Yeah.
yeah, she there's people that already kind of knew where
Was she like a
was
scientist?
headed this way.
Scientist or like a developer?
No, she was a creator. She was a creator. I
Okay.
think she was a developer because she was posting NFTs.
Oh, yeah.
She's one of those people that's invested in NFTs. But
She knows the future.
yeah, a lot is changing, bro. A lot is changing.
Oh, yeah.
Meta is about to change technology forever. And your app, it does not have to just be in the United States. I'm telling you, there's so many places that your app can apply to around the world that you guys can take it to. You know?
Is your app patent pending or
Wait. Sorry, what's that again?
like, did you
Like-
saying if you guys trademarked
like
it?
legally have you trademarked it and
Yeah. So I mean,
It's
I will
kind of
say- I
early. You
will
don't
say,
have to. You
yeah.
don't have to do that right now.
Okay, yeah.
But definitely, it's something that you wanna.
For sure.
You wanna keep
Eventually.
in mind. You
Yeah,
know.
yeah, yeah.
And definitely, when you do go home today, search up what's the word on. Like, there's trademark. If you put in trademark US, there's websites that you can go to. I forgot the specific website, but you go there, you check that. What's the word, right? And make sure that that phrase is not what's it called trademark.
Yeah.
And then you guys can down the line anytime, start your process as far as trademarking it. It's something that's a big deal, but for you guys right now where you are, it's not a huge
Exactly.
deal.
Okay.
And it's not a, you don't want to break the bank also, 'cause it does cost some money to trademark
you
and
don't.
time.
But you just save yourself a lot of trouble down the line.
Yeah,
Right,
yeah,
right,
you
right,
do.
right.
Yeah, you do.
100%.
But like I'm somebody who likes to balance things, right? So like if I'm doing something, I don't go 100% in, right? Well, I mean, you guys are 100% in, but I'm talking about I don't do things that could unbalance me somehow,
Exactly.
And trademarking it as somebody who has trademarked things before is definitely something that's gonna take you guys a little bit of time. And the other thing is, majority of the time, people are not gonna infringe on your idea unless they hear that you made a mill. So make sure you guys do it before you make a mill.
Exactly, right.
For sure, or like anything close to that. Make sure as soon as you hit any kind of funding, get that
Yeah,
trademark,
trademark
done
right away.
just to make sure that that's squared away. Because even business partners will ask you guys, "Are you guys trademarked?"
And yeah, we actually been asked that before by
Yeah.
investors and stuff. So
And what do you guys usually say? You
just
usually
like
say,
not yet. Yeah.
yeah. Oh,
You gotta watch out for big fish. Like you're in these meetings, man.
Right.
yeah.
Right.
They could definitely. Yeah, there's always vultures, as I like to call them.
Idea vultures.
Idea.
yeah.
That's what Mark Zuckerberg is. Literally, he stole Facebook, and now he's trying to steal Meta from the entire world.
Right.
You leave Facebook out of this. And Zuckerberg.
Yeah, we are on Instagram and Facebook, so don't kick us off, brother.
A little controversial.
But
Shout
yeah,
out to-
this is
shout out to
exactly
Zuckerberg.
why we need people like you, though.
Right,
Because we need counterbalance. We need people to balance things around the world. There cannot be no monopolies. You know what I mean? So,
Exactly.
and things like this is definitely one of those things that's gonna do that. But as far as pushing your app in the future, definitely this podcast is available to you guys at any time that you guys want to come on.
Awesome.
We are definitely available. If you have like updates that are like crazy ridiculous and you guys want to know, like, let us know about it as a podcast, and the followers of this podcast, please do come on, and we will do that for you, and make sure that we push that, right? But final remarks, what would you guys say as far as to the youth, people your age? So I'll let you guys speak differently. Speak to people your age, let them know what's up, right? And what they can do, man.
Definitely, if you have a dream, if you have any dream or goals, like, just shoot for it. Don't be like, something I had a problem with is I would always say tomorrow. I'll start on this tomorrow, but like, definitely just start today. Get your dreams out the way and just shoot for them, because someone else might take it at one point, and it's just nothing's like you said before, nothing's impossible at all. Like,
Put the pressure on my back, I went inside of me.